What's up, guys? Today, we're going to make our most labor-intensive meal yet. So, today is going to involve a lot of baking. So, we're going to make pierogies, and we're going to saute them with some sausage, onion, and bell pepper. So, here's what we've got. Okay, so potatoes, that's going to be for later. Cheese, that's going to be for later. Onion and garlic powder, that's going to be for later. Butter, that's going to be for later. We got bell pepper, onion, sausage. This is all going to be for later. The first thing we're going to do is work on our pierogi dough. And here are your measurements. 4 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of oil or butter. So if you want it more fluffy and more flaky, you're going to want to go butter because that's going to get you more puff out of it from the gluten, and 1 cup of water. We're going to mix all these ingredients. You're going to want your water to be warm, not like too hot, but around 100, 115 degrees. If you hit 120, that's okay, because we're going to use baking powder to get this to poof up a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of canola oil to get it to... I'm going to use canola oil so it doesn't stick, and it makes it more of an elastic dough so that it can rise. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to combine those ingredients, knead it out, and then we'll work on our potatoes, boil the potatoes. And then once we're done with the potatoes, we'll be able to roll out our pierogi dough and everything, mash up our potatoes, get them ready to go inside, and I'll show you. This is going to be fun. We're going to go kind of fast. So I'm actually making 6 cups of flour. So I'm just going to eyeball some of this oil. 2 teaspoons. Yeah, that's fine. And then we need our water in here. So I'm going to actually put like 1.5 cups of water. There's 1.5. And I'm going to get a spatula to mix this. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to mix it, get it all incorporated together, and I'm going to roll it out here on the countertop with some flour on the countertop to start rolling it out. Alright, this is kind of the consistency we want right now. So I'm going to get all this off the spoon, I'm going to dump it onto a floured surface, and then I'm going to start rolling it out and kneading it. And then what we'll do is we'll clean the bowl out, and then I'll use some of that oil to oil the bowl. And then we'll put a cloth over the top and let it rise. Alright, this is what we've come up with. We've got a nice little ball here. It's a little bit tacky, but it's not sticky. I'm going to put some oil in here. I'm going to roll that ball of dough around in my oil. What this is going to do is it's going to coat it and keep it from sticking. Not only that, but it's going to keep this a little bit moist and keep the moisture in and make that dough rise and keep it elastic. So you can use a damp cloth for this, or you can just use a towel. Throw your towel over the top of it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to toss this in the oven or in the microwave just to keep it out of the way. And typically I put it in the microwave. Today I'm putting it in the oven because kids are home, so I've got to make them food and stuff. So we're going to put it in the oven, clean the surface, get to work on the potatoes. Okay, now on to the potatoes. I have 6 pretty large potatoes here. I just want to fill this bowl because I know I'm only going to be able to use half as much as the bowl of dough that I'm going to roll out. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this, and then it's also going to get cheese and all kinds of stuff in the potatoes. So peel. So now we're peeled. Now we chop. Now they're chopped, and we're going to give these babies a bath. I'm going to cook them down. If you guys want to bake these, you can bake them. If you want to boil them, you can boil them. Essentially what we're making here is mashed potatoes, but we're going to add seasoning. You can chop up some onion, put in there, saute some onion, put on the inside if you wanted to. Sky's the limit with these things. But we're going to go ahead and start prepping. So now it's time to prep all this. So while we're waiting on potatoes to cook, we're waiting for our dough to rise. Pro tip, if you want your dough to rise a little bit faster, if you're on a time crunch, I'm not, it's lunchtime, This is going for supper. What we're going to do is preheat your oven at like 350. Let it come down, like turn your oven off. Let it come down while you're making the dough, right? Pop the dough in the oven. And that residual heat from the oven will help rise that dough faster. So I do that sometimes with my pizza dough. I do that sometimes with my biscuit dough. Anything that's got like a gluten rise to it, we can do that. But I didn't do that because I got tons of time. It's late afternoon, mid-afternoon. So we're on to prepping our veggies. I'm going to go ahead and put them in this bowl because whenever I go to cook all this, I'm going to use the same pot that I'm using to cook the potatoes. And the potatoes will go into a colander to drain the water off. Ooh, I got a rogue hair there. But the potatoes will go into a colander. We'll get the water off of them. We'll put them back in that bowl to make the mashed potatoes, to stick with it. Apparently the help has come to clean. Hey! Oh, cheese! And then we've got the onion and the bell peppers cut up. And so I'm saving the remnants of that for composting. I'm going to cut the sausage up. We'll let it chill out in the bowl. We will strain we'll use the colander to take the liquid off of the potatoes. We're going to let the potatoes do their thing right now. Okay, you got to be the center of attention. Cheese! Cheese! So look at this. Sausage, that's 2 whole smoked sausages cut up. That's a whole onion and a whole bell pepper while our potatoes are cooking. So we're just banging this out really fast so that way everything is rolling right into each other. So once the potatoes are done, we'll be able to mash them and they'll be able to cool down while we're rolling out our pierogi dough. And then pop that in the pan and saute it. We're doing everything to manage our time wisely. So once the pierogies start going in the oven, you can also boil pierogies or you can pan fry them. I'm going to bake them so I can do multiple at one time and I don't actually have to watch them. I have a baker's stone in my oven. I'll spray a little oil on that. The way you clean a baker's stone, use the self-clean on the oven overnight. Boom, that baby is clean. The next day you just wipe it down with a wet towel. Okay, potatoes are out. They're in the colander. You want these to where you can fork into them. They slide off the fork. Some of the pieces are falling apart, so that's good. We want to be able to smash it with a fork. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take me a scoop of butter here and drop in our pot. Then we're going to saute all this in butter, and I'm going to season it. And then I'm going to smash the potatoes, and you'll see. I'll start out little potatoes at a time. This is my potato smasher. If you guys have a rice, one of those rice smasher things, where you put it in, it shoots it out the other end, feel free to use one of those, but I'm just using one of these. I'm going to smash these up. That way I'm not like trying to smash the entire load of this. I'm going to put a little bit of butter in this, a little bit of milk, just to give it a little bit of moisture. It'll start cooking the water off because it's still hot. Then we're going to add in garlic powder, onion powder, and cheese. And you guys will see in just a moment what it looks like. So I've added a little bit of butter to help melt down that cheese whenever we get to it. Here I'm coming in with some garlic powder. I'm going to hit it with some of that. We're going to put a good amount of onion powder because I didn't put onions in these because I don't want my kids like freaking out. Oh, there's onions in it. So now I'm going to keep mixing this in and get it pretty much pureed. And then we'll add cheese to it. Okay, I made a well in the center. This is where I'm going to dump in a bunch of cheese. Okay. And then I'm going to mix this in until that cheese melts throughout. So you can see there's cheese mixed throughout, right? I'm going to go ahead and let this melt down a little bit more. Keep mixing it in until I can see what the consistency is like. If I need to, I'll add more cheese. If I don't, then I won't. So then the next thing is to let that cool down a little bit, and then we're going to prep our dough. I'll show you guys how to roll it out and everything while we saute our vegetables and our sausage. So we got our potatoes and cheese mixture here. It's cooled down. We're going to go ahead and roll our dough out. This is our dough. I'm going to preheat the oven for 375. So we're going to go ahead and roll this out. And because I did oil it to give it that elasticity and kind of keep it from drying out, we're going to flour our surface. And then I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Dump the dough out. Kind of get a little flour on the outside of that dough as we roll it out. I'm just going to roll this out. We're going to make this probably about 1/8 of an inch thick. So just get it like lightly floured. That way it's not so sticky. So we want it just barely sticky. Now, does Dan have a pierogi cutter? Nah, I got a cut. Check this out. So this is my dough. Look at that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go as close to the edge as we can. Cut us a circle out. Bada bing, bada boom. We got our pierogi right there. I'm going to lift this up. I actually have like a dough tool that I'm going to lift this up, and then I'll show you how to pack them. Okay, as you can see, I cut a bunch of circles with my cup. We have our excess dough over there. We'll re-roll that out. And so this is my tool. And I can just get up under the edge, pick this dough up, and make sure it's flat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold a circle like this in my hand, and then I'm going to fill this up, and then pinch it closed. And I'll show you in just a moment. So I'll make the old circle like this, and then I'll fold it over and pinch it, and then I'll crimp it closed with my fork. Look at that little beauty right there. So you're actually not using very much potato. We could have probably gone with like 1/4 of that, but I'm making a boatload because I'm feeding a whole household out of this. So once we get this done, then we can set them to the side and then fill our baking stone up. Okay, so I got a small batch of them done. I oiled my baking stone. We're going to go ahead and just throw these on. Again, we're at 375. And I'll come back. You can hit these with some butter. You can boil them. You can fry them. I'm going to hit them with a little bit of canola oil on the top while they bake. That one's got a little bit of seepage. Well, I may have overfilled these a little bit because this is 20 minutes in to baking. We're getting that nice gold on the backside. But, that one dropped. You know what? I'm just going in here like a man, flipping them by hand. Because, that's too much. But they're busting at the seams. That's fine. I don't care. They're going to taste so good. But yeah, that's what they look like at 20 minutes. We're going to put them back in. Finish our batch up. That's what I'm working on right now. I got all these done. I still have to re-roll that out. I got 2 more. I'm kind of rolling these out a little bit thinner. And then once I'm done with all this, we'll re-knead all this out and roll it out again thin, cut. Do that until we run out of material to work with. But that's how much potato I've used so far. So batch 1 is out. We got this nice golden brown color to it. Batch 2 is in. So batch 1 is out. We got this nice golden brown color to it. Batch 2 is in. I have a confession to make. This is the first time I've ever made pierogies that weren't prepackaged. So these are 100% homemade that I've never made before. I've always bought prepackaged ones and then just used them. I've baked them, I've fried them, I've boiled them. I feel like baking them is the best way to get them. Okay, so I'm all out of dough. This is two batches that I baked up. We have a 3rd batch in the oven right now. And then that's going to be my last batch. This is how much potato I have left over. That potato won't go to waste though, because I'll make up something to go with it, and I'll eat it for lunch tomorrow or something. But here is our veggies and our sausage. Woo, steamy. Probably gonna turn that on off and just let that sit there and marinate. So the way that we're going to serve this plate, we're going to take a scoop of that and the juice that's in there and drizzle over our pierogies. Okay, I just want to touch base with you guys again. I just pulled the last batch out. It is 3:44 p.m. I started this around noon, so I have this big ass platter. We got this plate. This is the fresh ones that just came out, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of these that's cooled down. We're gonna take this right over here, and then I'm just gonna dip this right in that juice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up dumping this juice over the top. Now, mind you, this is the first time I've ever made these homemade. Let's try them. Oh, dude, that is a pierogi. Let me plate these up and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Dude, these are bomb diggity. So I got them plated. We're gonna take this mixture, right? We're gonna just drop right on top. And remember I said that we're gonna use that juice out of the pot. Dude, I'm telling you, this will make you just go nuts. So here we go. We got sausage, we got some onion, we got the bell pepper in there, and we got that buttery juice. So you'll just eat this with a fork, and it will make your tongue slap a hole in the back of your head to get to it. Oh man, I had some earlier. It's real good. My kid had one. He likes it. So these are pierogies. I make them so many different ways. Sometimes I make a soup and I put them in the soup. Sometimes I'll put like Alfredo sauce on them. Just like your imagination is the limit on these. They're really good. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys like this. Long prep time to make this, but it's really good. It's worth it. I've never made them homemade. I've always done them prepackaged, but if you guys like the video, make sure you guys like it. Make sure you guys sub. Go follow me on all my socials. Come hang out with me while I'm live on Twitch, so go follow my Twitch channel as well. I play a lot of Sea of Thieves over there, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys in the next video. Those are pierogies. They're a Polish dish, and I hope you guys liked it. Thanks for watching. Bye!